Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is SuperViperT302 versus DrogieSR 70-Star League Division 2. With me in the co-commentary booth is Shantastic93. How you doing, man?
I am well, Big Simp. It's good to be back with you here, and I am super excited for a little bit of little international competition here. Got USA versus Switzerland, and I'm heckin' pumped.
It is indeed quite spicy now. Looking at the leaderboard, Super Viper up there at 4th rank right now, but doing pretty hot. A 5-2 record, 413 points to his name. And Drogie not too far down, clinging on the edge, top 8, 339 points to his name with a 4-3 record. Will be a close match for sure. Both these players very similar at skill level. I mean, this entire league, very similar. It's all about controlling those nerves, moving that man around,
Mario,
and keeping it all under control. Drogie rocking the webcam, looking just absolutely gorgeous as usual. And right off the bat, getting started here.
Yeah, I mean, these runners only 10 seconds apart in their best GSA time. It looks like Super Viper is a little bit more on the consistent side. Does have a slightly better average time in a low 51, and Drogie a bit of a high 51, nearly a 52 in his average completion time. Very, very close together. What I will say is the one thing dividing these players is the worst time they got in the GSA, which is a 54-24 for Drogie and a mid-52 for Super Viper. So definitely a little bit of a wider range on Drogie's end. But other than that, we're looking at very, very closely matched calibers.
That sounds to be the case. The average for Super Viper being very nice. The man is a straight shooter, precision, but Drogie a little volatile. But the man's got the lag reduction on his side. Super Viper, I'm sure, is reducing some lag, but if you don't know, Drogie is the man with the plan. Here we are in Bob on Battlefield. We got 2 lag, 2 skips going, and hopefully we have a pretty clean intro.
Yeah, it looks like Drogie takes a bit of a lead on picking up that bomb, but a better bomb for Super Viper, and but he misses the start. Already, it's real spicy.
This is huge. Drogie with a ginormous lead now over Super Viper. Gonna be tough for him to get that one back. But we do have slide coming up. Now, depending on the slide times, could make up some good time, but Super Viper looking dusty on his way to the slide door. A couple bumps in the road here thus far, but, you know, nothing too shabby. Oh, the bonk. Hold on, it's shabby.
Speaking of bumps.
The big bump. Oh, no bump from Drogie, going for the backup bump. And very nice from Drogie, able to back that up. That was very impressive. That was a Hail Mary, very last second, able to turn Mario around. Nabbing a 13.0. Super Viper, huge time saves to the 12.9.
And Super Viper in the lead for secret slides. And it's a good thing that is what the category of the race.
This is indeed very true. I'm not sure how Drogie's going to be able to bring it back. We'll just have to see how the slide goes next time around. But we do have this filler content until the next slide. Womp's Fortress. You got Cannonless. You got Owless. You got the 100 coin, which is probably the biggest of the daddies. Let's see what's going on here.
And looks like a no owl, no problem coming out for Drogie. Same for Super Viper. Nice and clean Owless. Not exactly for granted here in the 70-Star League. We have seen a lot of bumps and bonks and grabs and donks. Donk, of course, here being automatic for hitting the ground and getting hurt.
Donk. Interesting. I'm being updated on the lingo. Super Viper starting now with 100 instead of Cannonless. Drogie getting a nice Cannonless out of the way. You know, you'll see the differences from players. Oh, the overshoot on the ground pound, though, from Super Viper. I think he'll still be good on this cycle. We'll see. It's been pretty good movement thus far.
Oh, barely going to miss it. Gonna have to go for half here.
Giving that wall a little bit of love in. Is he going to get... Yes. Oh!
Here. Oh!
Walking off. He did get the red coin, though, so it's not the end of the world. But not having the best beginning here from SuperViper, and Drogie
Nice
landing that
Drogie.
cycle. Tony Hawk. Okay, look at this man. Mario Cam. It's gorgeous. Whenever he's got a weird camera, you know something's going on with lag reduction. There's quite a bit of lag around that area with the Piranha Plant. But Drogie's done the math. He has put his goggles on. He's gone into the lab and has done many experiments with the beakers and the camera angles and, well, researched.
And I mean, this is a game where every star that we get, we mildly risk saving quitting just to save 0.24 seconds. So definitely good. That kind of time save certainly adds up. It's the principle of this entire category, to be honest.
It does add up. It adds up quick. Not nearly as big in 70, but still very important, and you can notice the difference between runners who are and who aren't. But in this league, I mean, at this point, at this caliber, most players are doing it. SuperViper with a missed cannonless. Nothing is going his way here in Womp's Fortress. This is good news for Drogie. Could be a huge match for him. Get those points up, move up on the leaderboard, and secure a position to get into the playoffs. We don't have too many weeks left in the league now. It's crunch time for these players to bring out their best. SuperViper in a pretty comfy position. He's probably, I don't know about guaranteed, you know, if he starts forfeiting, but as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he should be good. Drogie's sort of in danger in 7th place. Has to perform in these upcoming matches. And he is. He's bringing the heat.
Certainly is picking up the pace, and he will be keeping here on. Speaking of pace, he's pretty decently ahead of his opponent right now. Still has to do that top of the fortress, but SuperViper going here into the longest star in Womps, so definitely a pretty comfortable lead for Drogie coming out of Womps. Certainly not proofed for the rest of the run, but definitely a great Womps coming out for him.
Okay, Drogie just taking my heart for a ride and pounding himself in the face, but taking a sip, cooling down. Now with things like that, it's like, oh, that was so dumb. How did I do that? That can easily be on your mind. This could easily be resting on his consciousness. But the most important thing is being able to breathe, handle it, realize there's nothing else you can do, and just kind of move on. We'll see if Drogie able to keep it cool.
Indeed. Observe the emotion and let it wash through you and get on with the rest of the run, because there's a lot of run to go here. Over 40 minutes of run still.
That's a lot of run.
Unless one of these players gets world record, in which case it's a little under 40 minutes of run. And we're going to see SuperViper go here into the next secret slide. Not so much of a secret anymore. I don't know why they call it a secret. The door there is pretty open, bare for us to see. And Drogie going to be picking up these coins. Gets the first 2. Commentator having a little trouble with consonants here. And SuperViper gets a 13.1. So not able to capitalize on his secret slide advantage. And Drogie going to be getting that text box skip. SuperViper now entering into the Tower of the Wing Cap. Or not really into the tower, but above the tower. Not sure why they named things off what arbitrarily seems to be placed on its roof. Unless there actually is a wing cap in the tower. In which case it kind of seems like a better idea to get the one in the tower. A lot less dangerous. But SuperViper going to clean up here all the same. And Drogie headed here into Dark World. Couple long jumps, and looks like he is on pretty solid shake pace. Yes, nice and clean Shigeru pace. SuperViper going to be joining him here, and Drogie with a comfortable lead, just very consistent movement. Looks like he had a slightly better, having to wait a little for that shake. But looks like he had a slightly better win cap, saved a bit more time. Drogie, masterful with optimizations. I'm going to have to ask viewers not to spoil the results of this match. It was pre-recorded. Commentary is live. But if you happen to pay off an admin to tell you a score, please don't reveal the results to anyone. At least not unless they pay you as well. SuperViper going to be headed here into a looks like a normal cycle here, or maybe a budget trig. Chat pointing out that it too is pre-recorded. Commentator feeling like the only person here who is actually real and live, which is real awkward because, well, we're also operating on a, I guess the script is also pre-written, so how live can we be? SuperViper going to be cleaning up the spazzer. No, he misses the throw, and Drogie headed here into Bob-on Battlefield. Viper keeps losing time. Commentator deciding that SuperViper, slightly too many consonants, and going to be shortening that nice and tight to Viper. Alternatively, call him SuperViperT302. Certainly not going to get annoying in the slightest. Pre-recorded chat consoling commentator on his current solipsistic stretch. Kind of like when I was 8 years old and my only friend was my AOL Instant Messenger bot, but it is comforting all the same. Meanwhile, Drogie headed here into Cool Mountain. Less cool, more cold. Should have called it Icy Mountain. And Viper cleaning up in Bob-on Battlefield. And yeah, wondering what Drogie is going to be going for here. Not sure if he's a double pillarless kind of guy. Typically, we tend to see CCM 18s more than 17s in D2, but could always see something.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we'll see the hot, spicy, new, I don't know if you can really call it new, but the updated route for CCM 100. A little bit more risky. SuperViper trying to get the triple jump clip on the fence, playing it quite safe, but not able to get the clip. Having a rough time getting something going here for too long. Okay, Drogie having a moment with himself, finding the chimney, though. Quite impressive.
It really is the ability to shimmy in chimneys. Certainly good maneuverability and versatility, especially if you're someone as stocky as Mark.
He is fairly stocky.
But he's also petite. So, sometimes one comes with the other. Can't reach the tall shelves, but can sometimes slip into little exhaust pipes that turn out to be levels where Bowser is hiding.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you put it that way, but okay, SuperViper looked like he was torn. He wasn't sure exactly what he wanted to go for, skipping all the reds, of course, going for CCM 17 here. And, most people would agree that CCM 17 is the safer move, at least in terms of Cool Mountain, just because this penguin race could be an atrocity. It could be very scary. The Viper missing a coin, that's all good. Drogie looking just fine. Having a good old friendly race. The penguin doing his thing that he does so well. I mean, my bad.
Yeah, it's all a question of, it's really all a question of what you're most comfortable with. If you're really confident on the pillarless strat, if you're really confident on your ability to get secrets without losing time, maybe CCM 17 is the move for you. It allows you to bypass the risk of messing up on the race, which does lose a hefty amount of time, even with the best backup possible.
These are the facts coming at you live from the booth, and with that, our Cool Mountain is complete. And so far, so good. Drogie in a great position. However, 70 star heats up, much like every other category in this game. The beginning isn't particularly difficult as compared to the later portions of the run, and now we're really getting into the thick of it. We're getting into the bush. It's getting real.
literally heats up. They just left Cool Mountain, and now they're going into a private domicile, which probably has central heating.
I don't know, man. I mean, nobody lives here anymore, and the ghosts probably don't really need it. Plus, there are some flames here and there, so whether or not the central... I mean, the electricity appears to be working. Unless those are lanterns, it's hard to tell. But Drogie, slight struggle on the side flip, okay.
Well, even if they're incandescent light bulbs, they're probably emitting quite a bit of heat.
Co-commentator very concerned about the heat of the haunted house, and a fair concern. Chat, what are your
very
thoughts?
environmentally conscious.
It's a good thing to be, especially in this time and age. Wow,
Sure.
That was a wide side flip from SuperViper. I'm actually kind of surprised that connected, but working out. Ken saves the time over Drogie. Did have a massive bonk on his way to the balcony door.
Viper opting for a punch strat here, and oh no! Was he okay? Is he okay? Okay, he's okay. I saw some weird camera stuff there, and I got really scared. I thought he jumped and missed the hit, and then had to slide back down and was gonna like worry about like that stuff. But commentator having a little anxiety, somewhat paranoid, catastrophizing a lot.
Is that a word?
Yes, it means to overblow the potential consequences of something you perceive to be a problem.
Wow. All right. Definitions on deck from Shantastic. Very impressive. Drogie with a nice punch.
Grab.
The Viper going for the dive. But Shifting Sandland coming up next. Shantastic, what are your thoughts on this particular desert?
I do think it bodes pretty badly for SuperViper that they're pretty dead even right now, because obviously he has the 2 pillarlesses combined with that secret star. Oh, but Drogie missing the clip.
That is no good. This is uncomfortable, and looks like Drogie actually very concerned about the leg. Can't get up there. A medium bomb in hand. Does make it in the hole, though, and SuperViper saving some great time. Could this be the beginning? Drogie's got his head in his hands. He is not happy about that one. His heart.
He's
putting his hand on his heart.
Relieved that he's not dead.
Yeah, I think that is a more accurate assessment. Definitely was in a position, very sticky position there. But got it figured out. Now things are getting more interesting. SuperViper certainly gaining some good time there, and especially with the route that he's doing. I am interested to see what it's going to be looking like after we get out of this level. SuperViper 2 clean pillarlesses. And slide right in there. Slip it in like butter.
Indeed, he's just cleaning up here. But it looks like SuperViper does make back a little bit of time on that mistake from Drogie. Still fairly behind. He has 2 more stars to go. Talon it's not long, but it's not short either. It's not like the atop the pyramid star, which is super quick and free.
Yeah, still has quite a mountain of time to make up, but he is in a better position than he was. Of course, it does not stop, ladies and gentlemen. The jump dive right into the sauce. Drogie is not ready. His appetite is not for sauce. It is indeed for time, and that is some conflict of interest going on there on red coins. Not a good way to start a level. You don't want to just like come into the level and then already be making a mistake, so it'll be interesting to see how Drogie follows it up.
Meanwhile, co-commentator developing a conspiracy theory that Lethal Lava Land is not actually a lava land, but rather just a giant saucepan full of tomato sauce.
It is. I mean, does tomato sauce not boil? Have you never seen tomato sauce boiling? It could just be really hot sauce.
Yeah. I believe that the water in the tomato sauce boils, and that would make sense because you don't see the entire lava boiling. You just see little parts of it, and that's the water in the sauce. Commentators really onto something here, as are the runners who are also playing the game.
We're uncovering secrets here live, ladies and gentlemen. And chat saying obviously it's chilly. I think that's a bit of a stretch, personally. SuperViper playing it very safe. Triple jump, lava boost. This man does not want to mess around with anything crazy. And I don't blame him. Lava boost can be a very easy way to lose a whole bunch of time. Gets it cleanly. Takes a little bit of bonus time messing around with the bully. Getting in a quick scuffle, but remains unscathed. Curious what kind of boost Drogie will be rocking. Taking care of the outer perimeter of duties that are required. We've got bullies that need roasting.
Indeed, Drogie joining ranks with the bully hunters here. And SuperViper going to be elevator boosting. Picks up that triple jump. And ooh,
okay.
A little bit of a miss.
Yeah, could have lost. He was set up to do a side flip, but he was able to get the ground pound under the star, which was good. If he got that side flip, that would have been like at least another bonus second loss. Drogie out here. Long jump. Ooh, nice. Ooh, and using the bully to his advantage. Bouncing off and fixing his angle. Now that was pretty sweet. Very nice from Drogie. I always find it interesting to see what stars players do in which order. I always wonder, like, how conscious is it? Like, how much reasoning is really going behind the order of stars, you know?
In Lethal Lava Land, I've actually been talking to do whatever about this during the races, because the routes tend to vary up, especially in LLL. And I've noticed that in LLL myself, I never do the same star order twice in a row. It's very, very impulsive. For some reason, just Lethal Lava Land, the star orders tend to be very, very.
You know, actually, now that you say that, I think I have the same scenario. Whenever I'm in Lethal Lava Land, it's just kind of, whatever I'm feeling like doing.
I feel like there's... What part of it is that there are no stars that are contingent on each other, right? Like in Womps, you have to do chip off Womps block before you do top of the fortress, and you want to do all the other stars first because there's frame lag associated. But when it comes to Lethal Lava Land, you can literally do any order that you want, and it literally does not make a difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like to put weight sometimes on how difficult the star is, but I think most of the stars in Lethal Lava Land are generally pretty similar in difficulty. It depends on the strats you're doing. Obviously, Lava Boost is the big one. Wow, Drogie, the man is a literal fish. This merman out here, swimming in the water. His angles, look at how he's getting these chests right on the edge. It doesn't even look like he should be hitting them. A master of his craft. Just gorgeous chests.
Indeed, he's collecting chests so fast, he's going to be able to get 500 Onyx for a free subscription.
Shoutouts to Onyx. Get your Onyx, exclamation point Onyx, ladies and gentlemen. You get a free sub. Not only to this chat, but, you know, if you're looking for a sub anywhere, Onyx can support you and help you get that free sub. It's a win-win.
And you get to play golf without leaving the house. I mean, that's the dream.
I think that's the point of golf, though.
Exactly. We've defeated golf.
We have defeated golf, everybody. You can pack it up. Golf is over. It's canceled unless it's Golf Clash.
Exactly.
The final boss. Drogie going in the back. I'm curious to see what he ends up doing on the sub. There's not this sub lag is just like, it's very unavoidable because there's a thing called like a tangibility radius, which is basically it's loaded but the polygons are not drawn or something along those lines. And the way that the sub works, apparently it was maybe originally intended to rock, sort of like how the ship does in JRB. So there's like dynamic collision on the polygons, and that's just too much sauce for the N64, at least the way that the developers coded it. And that thing is a heavy source of lag. But Drogie with a very clean dire docks. SuperViper probably going to be following very similarly, going for the back sub and a Manta. But coming up, we have got Fire Sea. Fantastic. Do you want to lay it on me, the gravity of Fire Sea?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, tangibility radius sounds like a really fancy way of saying hitbox. But Fire Sea is pretty fickle, a lot of movement, quite a bit of, you know, there's different cycles you can hit at every single turn. There's the early cycle, which is fairly free for the players of this caliber. And but there's also the lava boost, and you can get that side flip, and all of those are subject to individual portions of movement. So it looks like Drogie having pretty flawless movement. He's on pace for a lava boost into a side flip, which can also lead to a good ending, but all of that entails not making mistakes between each of these individual portions.
Yeah, making it super early on the cycle. Very nice from Drogie. Let's see that superstar ending. Oh yeah. You gotta love it.
And Viper gonna be contending for the same cycle here.
Yeah, quite a thing to follow up to. Like, if you're the first person in Fire Sea, you're like, okay. I mean, I don't know how much they're actually paying attention to each other or their pace, but knowing that your opponent got a lava boost is a little bit daunting. You're like, okay, now I cannot mess this up. SuperViper not getting the triple jump, and that alone might be what prevents him from making it. We'll see. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Gonna head for regular early Ellies.
He's on some pace right now, man. He is moving. A high 25 Fire Sea on pace for a 48.
And what looks like a pleb ending for Viper. Or as I call it, the Shantastic cycle. And Drogie gonna be headed up here into the wet dry world. Gonna be getting his hands dirty, but not to worry, there's a lot of water around to wash them in. Unfortunately, it's a bit murky from bugs and skeeters and filthy booted plumbers waiting around in it. Double box breaker coming out.
It's not very clean. You got to be wondering what's the deal with the mold situation, with how long this wood and these boxes are sitting in it. Probably pretty smelly in there. That's a fair point. Good RNG, or Drogie handling it very well from the Skeeter. All those coins now. You want to be able to hold the coins as much as you can. Dropping his one allotted coin.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been much trouble to pick up with the little circle movement. Personally, I would have gone for it, but Drogie kind of taking a bit of a chance that the Chuck It RNG isn't going to mess him up, and neither of these boxes are either. This fifth box particularly is, or the fifth secret rather, this can be real annoying depending on where the coins go.
Yeah, Drogie, you're having a little bit of trouble getting that last box. But,
yeah, it looks like
let's grab.
Oh no. Looks like a face itch prevented him from getting the coin, and patting down his face to make sure that itch is gone. He will cease to make further mistakes because of that distraction.
The emotion is real. SuperViper going for the double box kick. A legendary strategy, but unable to make it connect. Deciding to go for the Skeeter first. I think that was a pretty appropriate decision. However, the Flame Spitter is in play and lighting his booty on fire. A little bit of bonus time lost.
What's interesting is, since he was gonna have to turn around there, it seems like he didn't lose quite so much time because it just kind of like super accelerated him once he got caught fire. But maybe that's just like my perception.
I think the thing that's slow about it is the initial hit. Like,
yeah,
once you,
sure.
Oh, and getting shocked. But once you're actually moving, it's not too bad. Although if everything went ideally, you can just flip his angle. Should be good here. As long, once you're at this point, now you obviously... Okay, both players struggling heavily with these boxes. Probably the hardest part of the 100. Maybe, I don't know, kind of weird. Both players messing it up there. And Drogie not bothering with the choke. Walking the huge bonk from the SuperViper. What, Tri World 100 just taking these boys and slapping them around. Oh no!
Missed another coin. He's gonna have to go for the backup box. And he missed another coin! No!
Super Viper, what is going on? The brain cells are trying their best, but not doing a very good job. Has to get back
what a
up there. There's only 3
beautiful
coins in
walk
this
there.
box.
That was a great backup. Did he
Ooh.
get that switch?
I don't think he hit it.
Oh man, I really love seeing the animation when you hit the switch and grab the star and the water's piling up. Commentator enjoys the little things in this game.
The little things
probably
are
why he hasn't PB'd in a long time.
could possibly be it, or you might just need to put in more practice.
To be fair, I've been doing D-Rust runs past 2 days. I've done 3 runs and 2 of them actually PB'd, so I am
okay.
feeling quite good.
Co-commentator just trying to directly, you know, congratulate himself with the new PBs. Super Viper with the hot new spicy movement. Forget who brought that to light. It might have been Saxdale breaking the box initially. What a nice one indeed. Drogie in Tiny Huge Island. Looks like the secrets went well from what I saw.
And yeah, Drogie also just kind of cleaning up here in THI.
He's definitely cleaning up. He's got his full janitorial outfit on. The mop is out, freshly soaked up. Industrial, OxyClean. We aren't sponsored, but we would take the sponsor, OxyClean, if you're out there. You do a great job.
Yeah, and Mario's certainly equipped. If there's one thing plumbers are known for, it's their sense of hygiene and sanitation.
Are they known for that? I feel like when I think of plumber, I just think of nasty crack. Some crack. It's the first thing that comes to mind. But I guess it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with their sanitation. It could be a clean crack. I wouldn't be down to check personally, but...
Commentator caught lying flat out on a public broadcast. Certainly going to incur some legal fees. But Drogie going to be doing some gardening, and Detective simply holding his booth mates accountable.
What? Co-commentator going off. Trying to, you know, perhaps gaslight the commentator, having some interesting conversation. But might need to talk with the police after this, I guess. I didn't know I was in hot water, but now I have some serious problems with the law. Hopefully I can at least finish this commentary. Super Viper getting the fat ledge grab. Drogie having a great conversation with the Toad, and still holding this lead over Super Viper. All things considered, having a great game. And Super Viper also not playing too bad, but has... That had a bit of a meltdown in Wet Dry World. Let's not lie. That was pretty rough and was already a fair bit behind. Drogie's in a great position, but it's not over until the fat lady sings.
True. Super Viper cleaning up here at the top of the island. And yeah, it looks like Drogie just holding on here to this sizable lead, quite frankly, at this point. And I'm a little... Honestly, I'm not sure exactly how Super Viper got to this point. He had a slightly worse... Oh, right, it was the Wet Dry World 100 mistake. That was the huge one.
Yeah, that was gargantuan. That was a Oh, and he's in the water swimming around. Super Viper not having a great game at the moment. Not gonna lie. Now, I will actually let you guys in. Super Viper has recently contacted me about some burning. He has had some burning in his wrists, and perhaps the pain. I'm not like trying to make it seem like it's an out or like, oh, this is why, but could be part of the reason. I know personally, if I, from when I've played and been irritated or any sort of sensations in my arms, it does detract a little bit. But has been figuring it out. Oh, Drogie, nice start to the Reds.
Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous mushroom movement there. And oh my goodness, slightly slow on one of those side flips, and then everything else was just pitch perfect.
Yeah, that was hot. That was hot and sweaty. I am now sweating, unbuttoning the shirt right now, letting the chest hair pop out. I've got the gold chain on. We're full Italian right now.
Indeed, that was quite the simp nut.
I'm seeing more players do this. Is this fast? I guess it must be faster. I can't believe that it is. Drogie going around to the box.
Yeah, I cannot imagine it being faster, but hey, to each their own. I guess maybe just wants the most reliable setup that they can get.
Possibly. I feel like the normal setup's so easy. Going for the breezeless. Drogie has got it, and with that... Oh, okay, never mind. Huge double jump in the star, but still a pretty nice tall mountain. And done with that one. 4 stages left on his docket.
And yeah, it looks like Drogie's still on very, very solid pace. Not sure exactly what his time pace is, but in terms of being ahead of his opponent, he has checked all of the... he's gone down the checklist of criteria for being ahead of your opponent. There's, of course, one item, which is have more stars than your opponent.
That is a decent criteria. However, it's not always the case. You know, it depends on what stars you're doing. But yeah, he's got 3 more stars. He's definitely in the lead. He is driving away in his car, moving fast. That European technology, able to get a higher RPM.
Indeed, a slightly more philosophical discussion opened up there as to, you know, even if you're projected to lose the lead because of route differences, are you still technically in the lead for that particular point in time? Of course, it takes a certain level of analysis, probably beyond the scope of what we're qualified to really talk about here.
Yeah, definitely a bit philosophical. Drogie,
And
the jump dive.
Meanwhile, this is a serious point of struggle, and Drogie actually having the cleanest roll from the freezing pond we've seen today.
It's a hard star. It really has evolved over the years into a very, I mean, in its most...
breezes.
Nice breezeless for Super Viper. At its peak, it's got 2 speed kicks very close to each other. And even doing 1 speed kick. Oh, Drogie slapping the wall. Having some problems here in Snowman's Land. Could this be the beginning of something? So far, Drogie's done a pretty good job of regaining his composure, steering back into his lane, keeping the miles per hour up.
Yeah, finally, but also finally hitting some bumps in the road, or more accurately, bumps on the deep freeze. And Super Viper going to be climbing the Snowman's head. Snowman, of course, nothing worse than being a sentient being without the ability to move. Can't prevent people. You can feel people treading on your body and stepping all over you. And the only thing you can do is blow them off if they happen to go in front of your mouth.
He's a big snowman. You think he might be able to do more than that? Or do something with his breath, perhaps, like, heat it up a little bit? He could maybe melt.
I guess if it really came down to it, he could make his head roll off and squish whoever was trying to climb.
He's a big boy, though, and he's definitely been there for a while. You could tell by the architecture of the way that it's laid out. I mean, they have the whole bridge. The penguin lives up there. It's a whole ecosystem going on now. The snowman is in too deep, and this is basically his life now. And whether or not that is unfortunate, I guess, is just up to his perspective. Drogie in Hazy Maze Cave, doing his thing that he does so well, taking another sip. I can't tell what that is. I want to say it's Red Bull, but I don't believe that it is Red Bull. But it is some unidentified can. Could be performance-enhancing drugs in his system, and might actually be the reason why he's in the lead commentator, taking a large assumption, and perhaps even the deplorable claim that Drogie is, in fact, using performance-enhancing drugs. Further analysis.
Some scandalous accusations coming out from Simply here, but it does open us up to, if you are watching and you represent an energy drink company, that was a golden opportunity to have your drink represented. Certainly, GSA is accepting sponsors of all kinds, so if you are interested in bonking on your way into the basement, you should try being Super Viper in this race. But also, if you're interested in having your drink represented, right there, don't miss your opportunity.
Okay, Daycat with an astute observation, has no wings, therefore cannot be Red Bull. That's fair. I think they got rid of that slogan, actually, though. I think someone actually, like, went after them and was like, I didn't gain wings. or something and got hurt or something dumb. You know, that does look like Red Bull, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But back to that bonk that Super Viper had going into basement. That is probably the most upsetting bonk. You see it coming, and there's not too much you can do about it by the time you realize what's happening. And Super Viper barely hit the bonk there. Really frustrating one, but he's clinging on, and of course there's always points up for grabs, and we still have Tippy to do, but Drogie is looking very good right now. This might even be PB pace. What is Drogie's PB? Do you have that on hand?
Drogie's PB is a 49.18, I think.
Yeah, I think. Okay, not on PB pace, but it's close. Can definitely hit a 49 here, which would be pretty spicy. What did you say his best time? Do we have that stat? The best time?
Best GSA time is 50:14.
Yeah, could get a new best here. Yellow coming in hot with the 98 bits. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Drogie is in the lead
above
right
his
now.
average pace by any measure.
Yeah,
And
he
considering Super Viper is the more consistent player here in GSA, despite having a slightly lower PB, this does bode well for Drogie, that he is able to maintain this lead going into Tippy.
Oh, denied by the Lakitu. That is a very upsetting unfolding. But has the reds to back up. However, if that happens again, oh, and overshooting the red coins. Could this be the beginning of something? We'll see how Drogie handles it. The bonks! He is having a hard time, to say the least. Running out of oxygen, ledge grabbing. Rubbing the wall.
Rejection hurts, but with 20,000 feet of altitude and a potential fall facing you, it is even more anxiety driving.
That's a rough one. Indeed. The anxiety settling in. Drogie has to breathe, reorient himself. We are only in the beginning. We still have TikTok clock taking a quick sip. Powering up.
Taking a quick sip of insert future sponsor drink here.
Fantastic. Fiending hard for the sponsor. Drogie, though. Gets the bounce, but booty slides down. Every speedrunner's worst fear when doing that strat. And that long jump angle is no good. Drogie having a time of his life here in Rainbow Ride. Could all of this be for nothing? Working so hard to get this lead built up. And now Super Viper about to be joining him in Rainbow Ride.
And picks up the star. That is one of the scariest backups in the game, which is in one sense, it can be kind of nice because if you hit that backup, it kind of reaffirms that you are still on top of things, but still it is not a backup you ever want to find yourself doing.
Yeah, it is scary indeed. And Super Viper landing a Lakitu bounce right off the bat. Drogie still needing it and getting hit again. He is running out of backups. He is not going to go for it. He's falling down. Drogie, no!
Viper, meanwhile, just gets a first try Lakitu bounce.
It couldn't get any worse than this. Drogie is having a moment, trying to recalibrate, but the bits in his brain are not coming together. The neurons are not firing like they used to.
All right, he's got it. He's got one. Can he hit this? Manages to get on the pole, and he is finally breathing a sigh of relief.
And now, okay, Super Viper getting a bonk. Now, of course, Drogie still with a lead, but not nearly the lead he had before. Rainbow Ride, indeed, taking him for a Rainbow Ride, as the name would, assume, imply.
And we're going to be seeing some tricky triangles here. Looks like he is on top of knowing which one to do. Sometimes you can, if you try and back up with a star and you die doing that star, sometimes your brain will register that you finished that star and you're not sure exactly which one you're going for after. And that's one of the weirder places to be.
Yeah, and we have seen that in the leagues before. Grabbing a blue star is probably the worst thing. Drogie hitting up the toad before TikTok clock. Super Viper going to be right behind him. One more star, and he will be joining him in TikTok clock. Less than 10 minutes left. Getting that time stop, though. Good start here. Tick-tock clock 100. If he can bang this one out, he'll be in a great headspace. But after that Rainbow Ride, he's got to be a little bit frazzled.
Meanwhile, Viper having a nice and clean reds here. Going to be finishing up Rainbow Ride with that. Of course, that's good news for Drogie because reds is one of the longer star in Rainbow Ride, which means that this league going to open up a tiny bit, give Drogie a bit of breathing room. And a pretty clean 100 coming out from Drogie. Nothing crazy going wrong. And these two do have a bit of route divergence. SuperViper, of course, opting for that TTC 69. Drogie with TTC 70 and misses a coin. Doesn't need to be picking that coin up.
SuperViper falling down. And the bog hold the phone. SuperViper having the struggles, the trials and tribulations that we saw from Drogie in Rainbow Ride now in Tick-Tock Clock. Passing the baton. And Drogie having some fun with the box, ledge grabbing on top of it, doing everything except breaking it, but finally busting it open.
Indeed, treating Tick-Tock Clock like the world's most dangerous jungle gym, which truly it is.
Very scary. Now, SuperViper, I think he did want to do 100, because now he is doing 100, and he must have just entered the clock a little bit too early and was in a weird situation. But Drogie now, with that under his belt, just has these time-moving stars, a couple time stop stars, and then he's going to Bowser in the Sky. And with SuperViper slip-ups, he's still got a great lead, although not getting the angle right, jumping too early.
Oh, very clean TTC backup, though. Doesn't get burned. That was a little scary. I know personally I would never opt to go for that triple jump on that angle specifically, but I guess Drogie playing a little bit more confident.
And there we go. He's got his angle now. Had a beautiful backup there. Was able to keep it all under control. No pressure. I think Drogie is now ascending. He's back in the zone. He was out of it there for a second. A little bit scrambled. How I like my eggs, but not how I like my gameplay. And Drogie fixing it up. Oh, not happening for... Oh, no. Oh, no. This is like...
going for moving reds back up.
Can be the scariest decision a player can make. How... Oh, nice. Oh. Okay. Wow.
Oh,
man. That was nice. That was super nice. First try.
That was really
couple flip-ups. I was impressed that he was able to make it up without falling back down. He had some weird moments on some of those earlier reds, but especially in a race like this, being in Tippy, all the pressure, you know what's going on. Able to pull it out. Very nice from SuperViper. Of course, points are on the line, so doesn't want to play around. Even if you do lose, you can still get some points to your name.
Drogie, meanwhile, with just his stop time stars to go now. Going to be doing time jumps on immobile bars.
Indeed, taking advantage of the way this clock works. Cleaning the clock, if you will.
He's certainly cleaning Viper's clock at this particular moment in time, but anything can happen in Bowser in the Sky.
Speaking of clocks, if you've got your clock, go ahead and show off that flaming clock for such a hot match. Trying to back it up. Drogie is not happy about that. Almost slapping his thigh. You can see the expression in his face. Time ticking. That does look like time stop, though.
It is time stopped, just barely. Looks like he's going to be doing get a hand on time stopped. Certainly can be worth it. A little bit safer. Don't have to worry about moving invisible ceilings and the like.
Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I guess he just wanted to play it a little bit safer. Understandable. Yeah. SuperViper taking this one a little slow, hitting the ledge grab, but touching up on the wall. Drogie into bits on what appears to be a 50-something pace, low 50, mid 50. underway.
Certainly looks like it. And Viper going into his last TTC star, of course, doing that TTC 69 to save an extra second. Drogie did not opt for it, decided to play what he likes to play. Certainly don't blame him. Play to your comfort.
Yeah, I mean, that apparently it doesn't save as much time as we thought, or nearly is as free. This movement after he gets the star on SuperViper's side needs to be spicy. Drogie falling down. SuperViper is about to be in the house, and now it's getting tense. Will he go for another triple jump wall kick?
Yeah, looks like he's doing it. Moving left and manages to pick it up, and Viper is through the 70-star door. Oh no!
Oh my goodness, I've never seen that, but Drogie backing it up.
Not only backing up Mario, but backing up his entire head, and a little bit of a cringe there because he was extremely scared for a quick moment. Probably needs a moment to let the adrenaline pass out of his feet.
And this is it. The final moment. Will Drogie seal the deal? Winding it up, has an opportunity to get a hefty amount of points. Get himself firmly in the top 8. That looks good to me. 2 throws now, 1 more needed. SuperViper with the triple jump wall kick. Missing the regrab on Bowser. He's getting bopped. Bowser's dancing around, breaking the stage up. It is a fiesta, and that is 3 clean throws.
Very, very, very nice. And Viper's going to have the chance to pick up about 25, 26 points if he has perfect throws. Certainly an exciting moment for him. No small thing. And oh, misses a throw!
More points in Drogie's hand. Drogie cannot believe. I mean, after what happened, understandable reaction. That tippy was... It looked like it was going to be a Mario meltdown. It looked like he worked so hard to build up his lead only to lose it in tippy, but was able to maintain it, landed a 50. Another missed one from SuperViper. More points in the bag. Drogie walking off the scene, has 2 chairs flexing on us.
Oh man, and Viper has 1 more to go. And look at how, so he has a 50-48 after that kind of a tippy. Just imagine if that tippy had been a little cleaner. And that's how good like the rest of the run was, to be honest. It was just like a nutty run up until Rainbow Ride, really.
Very nutty. Drogie putting on his championship shirt, switching it out now that he has officially taken the W.
And that's going to be 24 commiseration points to SuperViperT302. Of course, that is his model number. He is indeed a Terminator.
Had a malfunction, a little bit of water leaking into the system today, but still a decent performance, couple short circuits, but hats off to both players, SuperViper and Drogie, busting it out. Great gameplay. Couple of not so great gameplay moments, but a great match nonetheless. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure. And
it was all mine, Sim.
That is that, ladies and gentlemen. No interview. We've got Blue Bob versus Tama82 coming up next with D Whatever and Gizmo Luke on the commentary. Don't go anywhere. It is popping all day. Thank you very much, and peace out.
Onyx.tv.